I'm so excited to be bringing you guys another therapeutic video because today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make some spring rolls and some alkaline sweet and sour sauce. So everything is going to be alkaline, of course. So I'm going to get started first on our sauce, and then we're going to move into our spring rolls. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you the ingredients for everything. For our spring rolls, I already had cooked some kale with some mushrooms and some seasonings, Italian seasoning. I have red crushed peppers in there, of course sea salt and a little pepper that I seasoned everything with. And then our second flavor or second combination of our spring roll is going to be quinoa. And it has onions in here, green bell peppers, some red crushed flakes, sea salt, pepper, a little cayenne. So I just seasoned this. This was my leftovers. So I'm just showing you guys what you can do with your leftovers. If you have any vegetables, if you have any mushrooms, even wild rice or quinoa, whatever you have, you can just make it into some spring rolls and then add you some sauce to it and have a different meal the next day or the 2 days after if you still have a lot of leftovers left over. So that's going to be our filling for our spring rolls. I'm going to do one with kale and mushrooms and one with quinoa, onions, and bell peppers. Our sweet and sour sauce ingredients will be red onions, red crushed peppers, minced ginger, red bell peppers with the little yellow bell peppers, and I have some oranges that we're going to freshly squeeze into orange juice, and also I have some agave in there as well for the sweetness of our sweet and sour sauce. So yes, you guys, and we're going to make our spring roll out of spelt flour, or you can use rye flour when we get to that portion. But first, we're going to make our sauce first, and then we're going to make our spring rolls. Also, to bind the spring rolls, we're going to use a little flaxseed water. This is a good egg replacement. Also, you can use aquafaba. That is a chickpea water that you soak your chickpeas in. That's another good egg replacement that you can use in any occasion. So I'm going to bring you guys down a little bit and we're going to get started on making our orange juice. This right here is a good combination for a sweet and sour sauce. So if you guys have any other recipes that you guys want me to try as far as making sauce, please feel free to comment below, because I love sauces, period. Like, I love making different types of sauce, putting my own touch to it, things like that. Like the avocado sauce that I made for the raw tacos, that was my first time making avocado sauce. So, you know, I like to try different things from here to there. So definitely feel free to comment some more recipes that you guys seen or tried, and I'll give it a try myself. Alright, now that and also you can keep your orange peels for the aroma in the room. This is a good source of air pollution that you can keep in a jar or in a glass jar and just keep it on the middle of your table or in your room, and it'll purify your house. So that's it. Orange peels are a great air purifier, as well as lemon peels. That's a good air purifier as well. I'm gonna just pour everything in here. I didn't want to bring out the big blender for this, so bear with me on that. That was my first time even trying it like that. Like I said before, the first time that I made freshly squeezed orange juice was literally just squeezing it in a cup. So the simple way. I'm gonna put a little water in there, I'm gonna put a little bit of spring water. So after you peel your oranges and you put them in your food processor or your blender, whatever you choose to do, you're just going to take the orange juice to get all the pulp out of there. And if you need to use water, you can. And the rest of this I'm just gonna blend up into a smoothie later. I got some pineapples that I'm gonna use, so this will get eaten. You don't want to throw out anything. And plus there's still some seeds in here, so that's why I'm doing it with the filter. Clean that out because we're going to use that for our dough later. Alright, you guys, and that's our fresh orange juice. And if you have a bigger family, you can use some more oranges. Alright, you guys, so we're to the stove. We have our freshly squeezed orange juice. So this was about 3 oranges. We have some red bell peppers with a little bit of yellow. We have some red onions. We have some crushed red peppers. And we have some minced ginger, along with some agave. So this is going to be what we're going to put on the stove. We have our stove set to medium high, and we're going to bring everything to a boil, and then right when it starts boiling, we're going to let it simmer for 15-20 minutes so it can get thickened up like a sauce. So I'm just adding the red bell peppers, the onions, then the red crushed peppers, and then the minced ginger. Right along with the agave. And then if it's too sour because of the orange, you can add some more agave, but I'm just going to add about 2 tablespoons. And then we're going to stir everything up and wait till everything thickens. And so while this is thickening up 15 to 20 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and make our crust for our spring rolls while this simmers for 15-20 minutes on medium high. But remember, when it starts boiling, to just go ahead and just let it simmer. So I'm just gonna put 2 cups of spelt flour, or you can use rye flour, whatever you choose to do. And I'm using some spring water, and we're going to use some spring water slowly in there so it won't be too of a batter, but we're making this into a dough. Also, before we close that, I'm adding some Italian seasoning along with some onion powder or onion flakes, really. Onion flakes, onion powder, same difference. You don't have to add seasoning to this if you already have seasoning in your fillings. And we're going to blend it. We're going to blend until it turns into a ball, or until it turns into a dough that we can roll out. So as you can see, it needs some more water, just a little bit. Put it in a bowl and stir it around, or you can put it in a blender, whatever you choose to do. All right, you guys, so you're going to need a roller and something to cut with. If you don't have this, you can use a knife or whatever you choose. It's easy. Make our rectangles for when we do roll out our dough. So I basically just put a little bit of grapeseed oil on there so it can be easy to bind, easy to knead, things like that, easy to roll. So what you're going to do is cut your dough into pieces so it can be easier to roll out. And we're going to roll it into a rectangle. And if you need to put some more flour down so it won't stick, that will be best to do. I'm just going to put a little bit of flour on here so it won't stick. And I'm going to roll it as thin as possible. Put a little flour on the roller. All right. Oops. Roll it out a little bit more. And so this size is perfect. Like this is perfect. So what we're going to do is cut everything into a square or rectangle evenly. Just make sure everything is even. Take all the excess off. And you have a square like that. And just put that over to the side. Take your next one and roll it out. As thin as you can. Put a little bit more flour on there. And you can make them as big or as small as you want. I'm just basically showing you how you could do it. A little bit more flour in there. So just like this. So I did that to show you that it could be any size that you want. So you're going to take your filling, whatever your filling is. So first, after you make your spring roll sheets or spring roll dough, what you're going to do is after you make your dough and you're done and you made them into rectangles, you're going to take your aquafaba or your flaxseed water, whatever you have, or you can use just spring water, and go across the sides. Go across the sides, just brush the sides a little bit so it could stick when you rolling it. Just a little bit. Brush the sides so it can all stick. And then you're going to put your filling in there. So this was the kale and mushrooms. I'm just going to put just a little bit in there so it can roll up right. So what you want to do is bring that side in. Bring that side in. Tuck it really good. And just roll it up. Like so. And then you're going to take this filling with the quinoa, the onions, and the bell peppers. Take that. I know I should have used the spoon, but don't try this at home. No, because the quinoa is really sticking on your finger, so I would recommend a spoon. Just bring those two in like that, like an envelope. Bring this and tuck it under. And just roll it, roll it, roll it. Till it sticks. So finish a few of them, and then I'm going to go to the stove and we're going to fry these on the stove like spring rolls, and we're going to do our taste test with our sauce. Yeah, so we're to the stove and we're going to just brown our spring rolls a little bit. We're going to put some grapeseed oil, just a little bit in there, and put it on medium high. Just do that little oil like that. And we're just really putting this right here so these spring rolls can brown a little bit. And this is how our sauce is almost turning out. So it's thickening up a little bit. So I'm leaving that on simmer till it thickens up all the way, and our sauce will be ready. Tastes good, a little bit spicy. I would recommend to not put that much red crushed peppers in here if you don't like spice. So I would just leave it at that. I'm gonna start browning them. on each side. So we're going to start browning them on all 4 sides. So I can really put another one in the middle. So about a minute or 2 on each side. And you want to check to see if they're browning. Alright, and I flipped it over. You want to make sure you get it out real quick, because as you can see, that got a little bit too brown. But you want to at least brown like this, the middle one. And just keep really eyeing it. Just really 1 minute on each side would do. You can tell when the dough is about finished cooking, because spelt flour doesn't cook for that long. Especially when you're making tortilla chips. If you guys want to check out how to make tortilla chips, I do have a video on that. That'll be in the description box below. Spelt tortilla chips, and I made chickpea flour tortilla chips. Or really chickpea and spelt flour tortilla chips. So that looks like this. Almost done on that side. I'm gonna flip it to the middle. Flip it on the sides so it can cook on the sides. And if you want to like actually deep fry these, you can. I'm just really showing you the ways that you can do it. And like stand it up on its side, on all 4 sides. Okay, that side is ready. Then flip that over. Flip that over to that other side. Flip that over. This one won't stay over, but I'm gonna kind of lean that on that one. And yes, you guys, these can be called egg rolls too, but I see why it's called spring rolls, because basically it's just vegetables in there. So this is kind of like this is an alkaline egg roll if you aren't familiar with spring rolls. And this is how that turned out, which that looks done. Make sure all the grease is off of it, the oil. That's the perfect one right there. It looks good. It look good as well. I'm gonna put a little bit more oil in there for the rest of them, and then we're gonna do a taste test. Alright, you guys, so everything is done. Look, get into it. Get into the spring rolls and get into the sweet and sour sauce. I can't wait to dig in. I'm so excited. I have never made, well, I made like spelt tortillas, spelt tortilla chips and stuff like that, but I never made it into like a spring roll. So this is my first time trying it like this. And it'll be my first time trying sweet and sour sauce, all alkaline. This is all plant-based ingredients. So let's just get right on to it. First, I'm gonna try it without the sauce, and then I'm gonna try it with the sauce. And I'm trying the one with the kale and mushrooms. Not bad, not bad. Let me dip it in some sauce and see. Y'all, that is good. This is amazing. Like, the sauce, it has a kick at the end. And when I was telling y'all, if y'all don't like spicy, too much spicy, just add a little bit of red crushed peppers and it'll be good. Let's try the quinoa one. Oh, I hope this is the quinoa one. Let me see. Is this the quinoa one? Yeah, this is the quinoa one. Yeah. Let's just dip that bad boy all the way in there. Mmm. And it's real hot. Mmm. Y'all, this is good. Like, this can be like a party favor. This can be, you know, for a snack. You know, if somebody come over, a quick little thing to do. Especially, that's good. But especially if you have leftovers, this is good to just wrap your leftovers, spread them with some spelt flour, and it'll be good. But thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm of the channel so more viewers can see therapeutic content daily. Thank you, and have a therapeutic living.